on Samunnati's YouTube channel. I'm your host and moderator, Anupriya. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. Now, I call upon Mr. Wellington for the welcome address and context setting. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Anu. Let me start by introducing myself. I'm Wellington here on behalf of Samunnati, and I take pleasure in welcoming you all once again for this online Samunnati Masterclass series, which is a 5-week series aimed at assisting agri-tech and food startups to become ready for the market. Samunnati is an open network, open agri network to unlock the $1 trillion plus potential of Indian agriculture with smallholder farmers at the center of it. Now, Samunnati works very closely with agri-tech startups in providing both non-financial and financial solutions. Our pillar of engagement deeply focuses on founder development, market readiness, and investment readiness of agri-tech startups. As a part of our continuous engagement, we are hosting this Samunnati Masterclass series, which is a unique series of curated sessions for agri-tech startups with the theme winning big with dreams. The purpose of the Masterclass series is to provide curated seminars, panel discussions, and boot camps for the agri-tech startups to gain knowledge and skills to be applied in realizing their true market potential. Now, we are here to begin the 4th session of the Masterclass series. As the saying by Jim Rohn goes, success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. Today's session will awaken your awareness of multi-level, multi-point assessment of critical technology. It will enhance your understanding of actions for market readiness level through independent assessment of product maturity, the time to market, and the prediction of investment readiness level. Hope you will enjoy the session. Over to Anu.
Thank you, Mr. Wellington. Next slide, please. The following is the program agenda. Guest address will be followed by closing remarks, Q&A, and vote of thanks. Next slide. I request all the participants to sit with the household for the webinar. Slide, please. The greatest accomplishment is not in never fail, but in rising again after you fall. All the risk-taking, ever-persistent entrepreneurs can use the Q&A box feature to register all your questions on assessing the maturity of a new technology towards its full economic operation. Your questions will be answered by the end of the session. Now, it is time to welcome the guest speaker of the day. Without further ado, I would like to invite our most knowledgeable and experienced speaker, the head of Samunnati Startup Initiative, Mr. B. Gopalakrishnan. He was the ex-director of Deshpande Startup, Hubli, ex-president of Evobi Automation, ex-AVP HCL Learning Limited, Noida. He is a mentor and jury of Agri-GC IKP, Stanford Seed, GDC IIT Madras, Nudge, VIT Incubation Center, and AYE. With a multifaceted experience of over 35 years in leadership roles with prestigious business organizations, startups, and incubators, he has handled sales, marketing, business development, and operations in diversified fields covering information technology, office automation, telecommunication, e-learning, and robotic-based STEM education. He is an entrepreneur who has experienced, consulted, designed, and implemented augmented reality, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence-based solutions for publishers, education companies, and corporates. He is also currently working with many agri-tech and food tech startups. I welcome Mr. B. Gopalakrishnan for the welcome address. Welcome, sir.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Please allow me to share my slide. Yeah. You are able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Yeah. Hey, good evening, everyone. It is again another Friday. We are all meeting to so technology discussed today, and about me, people call me BG. I work with Samunnati Startup Initiative, and currently working with the many agri-tech startups to understand what best can be done for the startups. So before proceeding, let me show what we have done in the last 1 week. We have floated a small poll to understand whether the founders are understood the concept of TRL. So we asked, do you think the technology readiness level is relevant for agri-tech startups? Yes, all the founders who answered, it is 100% relevant. Then comes the second question, whether third-party validation is required for agri-tech and food tech startups during the phase of technology readiness level. People said mandatory 63%, not mandatory 25%, not sure 13%. This is a risk in which we are there. People are saying that not sure. That means they need to understand what is the importance so that they can do for it. There comes product market fit is a crucial milestone for the startup. This is one of the questions. In what indicative level of TRL the product market fit is level. I'm not audible.
Yes, sir. Now I can hear you.
1 minute. So I stopped my video for time being.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the product market fit, which is one of the crucial indicator, when we asked 25% of the people in both the ends, they said the TRL level 6 and 7 are appropriate, and 50% people said TRL level 5. So during the journey of this presentation, we will also understand what is the right TRL level when the product market fit which happens. What are the third-party validation, whether it is required, not required also, we will find out. But anyway, all the founders has agreed that TRL is very, very relevant for agri-tech and food tech startup. Thank you once again for participating in the poll, and whenever such questions participate, so that we know that this is a lacuna which is available in the system, so that we can correct it actually. You are able to see my product management life cycle PPT?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you see in a life cycle, it starts from idea, which is an innovation. There are a lot of ideas which has been generated. Then you prioritize the idea, because most of the idea which is coming may not have the problem validation. So you will prioritize the idea, then you go for a discovery, then you will also get into a validation or proposition, what you can do. Then you make a lot of analysis. You do research, you find out what are the things which is needed, what resources which is required. Then you also write a lot of things, because this is a stage you do a fundamental research, then you get into a product development. Yes, this is a level 1, this is a level 2, and this is a level 3 kind of product. So primarily start from a prototype, then get into a MVP, then you get into a clear product, so that whatever be the market required, which can be addressed by the product actually. So the fourth one, once you have the product market fit, you have to have a very clear market strategy, what you are going to address, how you are going to enter into the market. That is called GTM, that is go to market. Then you in that entire industry. So most of the time, you go there, acquire customers, 10%, 20%, 30%. Then if the market understanding, 40% of the market is being captured by you, then you will aim for 60%. Then you aim for 65%, and you also get into another product, so that the life which goes. Then there is a life cycle of a product which has to be maintained. And you should also very specifically, which is you have to define what is the end of life requirement, because this is coming very, very important today, because the planet or environmental friendly, what are the things which you are doing when you are giving a end of life statement for this one. So this is a life cycle of a product, and it evolves over a period of time. And you have to understand in each and every product life cycle, what are the things which you do so that you get the best out of the product and best out of the market. So what is TRL? So it is a fundamental means of evaluating an important component of a risk and the maturity of critical technologies. Because if you understand, whenever you talk about a product, it is a combination of multiple product lines. Either it will be a mechatronics, hydraulics, or agriculture, or you talk about some kind of IoT, or you talk about some kind of electronics, or you talk about some amount of AI, ML. So software, hardware, multiple departmental requirement which is coming. So you have to understand what are the risks which is associated and how I'll mitigate the risk, and I'll ensure that there is a maturity of this technology which has been captured. So if you see this particular graph, from the initial level, your risk will be always high, and it is also going down, and you are creating value. That is solution. Then there is a proof of concept. In the proof of concept stage, you get whatever be the product which is available from the market. For example, let you take, there is a UV based electric vehicle based agriculture farm equipment which you are manufacturing. So you get whatever be the available market requirement, because you have a one particular nozzle or equipment which has to be tested. So you will buy the rest of the components from the market, assemble it, and test the proof of concept. It is 100% accepted. But the moment you are going for a very clear design, you have to understand who is the consumer, whom I'm creating this product, so that from the POC to the prototype, there are a lot of changes which is available. But most of the time, I had seen from the prototype to MVP, there is not much of difference. Still, there are open products are which is being used. So whatever be the gear which is available in the market, it is available. So if a consumer, if he comes and look at, okay, these are all, please understand the design stage is very, very crucial, and you have to ensure that you are putting the human-centric design component into the product. And you also think you are not making any product for India. You are making the product for globe. The entire globe is looking for your product. So have a global mindset and create the design so that the product is well above the entire product. Then the certifications and approvals and the MVP which is being available, then it is going to a large scale commercial, then finally the product which is coming. But by the time it is coming, what is the time which will take? Because we are also taken a survey. There are 3 case studies which we are sharing in this session. Normally, how much time it takes for this entire one? Because you should have the entire endurance to take this journey, because perseverance is very important, because you are alone, or there are 2 or 3 founders. You will be understanding the nuances, and you will be taking this product. So the more the risk, it is also coming down, then you create a value. What value you are creating? You are creating value for the entire ecosystem people. You are creating a value for your stakeholders. So who are the stakeholders? Because you should know the triple bottom line concept of profits today. It talks about 3 things. One is the people. People is nothing but your employees, your board of directors, who is associated with respect to you. They are all your people. The second, the profit which I make out of this entity. Because between the teams, whenever we talk about whether it is in cricket or badminton, we wanted to get associated with a team which is winning. So that is nothing but the profits. The third one, anything you do, whether it is people or profit, it has to be in an ethical way, and nothing should harm the planet. Because, okay, I take excess water and create a gene, which is not accepted anymore. I use excess water for my crop. It is not accepted, because today it is getting benchmarked globally, because as a country we have been using excess water, we have been using extra resources, because our farm equipment which is being deployed in the field is very less. So you have to understand what value I'm creating, what are the energy which I'm saving, so that the value which you are creating is larger and larger, your risk is minimized. But to our understanding, this journey takes about roughly around 18 months to 24 months. And you should have a very clear understanding of in what to be done in every stage, so that your risk is fully mitigated at the end of the things and your value is fully created. So the uses of TRL, just to recapitulate, it is a multi-level, multi-point assessment. It identifies the potential concerns before the risk, and it also informs the assessment and planning activity. So at the end of the session, we will also show you some of the template which is already available, and whoever is interested in understanding the assessment, we will work with you separately, because the session is just for 40 minutes. We will cover the entire one. But I wanted to ensure that there are, whoever be the respective people, you reach out to us, we can create a very clear assessment for you, so that in every stage you can have, yes, this has been a green, this has been amber, this has been red. So that from the red it has to come to amber, from the amber it has to come to green, so that your TRL journey and MRL journey and IRL journey is giving a lot of things which is required. And the next important use is it gives a communication throughout the development process. But as I said, there is a software team, there is a field team, there is a MVP team, product team. So multiple team together, you have to communicate, and you have to ensure that, okay, you test this, and you have to collate all the things and ensure that, yes, it is passing through the stage of MVP. It is passing through the stage of prototype. It is passing through the stage of product. So it is transition of technology from one end to another end. It is being used, TRL is being used. And this is one of the slides which is very important. As I said, whether it is science and engineering or software or agriculture, or it is in any kind of science. So every TRL, it has got a specifications. For example, when the basic idea to capability validated at the TRL level, number 9, you have to understand what are the stage which is going through. Concept is developed, experimental proof of concept, then it has been demonstrated at the lab level. Then the lab itself, there is a scale which is happening. Then there is a prototype. It is going to an external environment. It has been demonstrated. Then the capabilities validated through economic viability, because this is very important. So I created a new crop, I created a new machine, but it is costing around 5 lakhs. Who will buy it? So economically, it has to be viable for the consumer to buy it, and there has to be a value addition which is available for that stage. Then it has to have a multi-point validation, because, for example, there is a district in which you are working. When you are coming to a state, from the state you are going to multi-state, from a multi-state to a country level, there are a lot of market requirement which is coming. Either what is the level of information you have to gather so that it has been validated, and finally, what is the full-scale requirement which has been validated and it has been done. So in every stage, for a software, you are talking about there is a beta test, there is a alpha, then you are saying that there is a user UT test, then it is going to application is transferred to a customer. But when it has been transferred to the customer, the application size is very heavy. Who will download it? Because today, the small things which has been taken very seriously. And I had seen one of the software, it has been launched to the market, and the third day, it has been attacked by cybersecurity. Somebody is stealing the information. So please understand the third-party validation. Even though you say that, sir, I am a testing engineer, I know all the things, it is always better to go with a third party with a very proper NDA which is being signed, because you are exposing some of your very important data. You have to say that, Bhaiya, I need an NDA to be signed before making a very clear information to you, so that it has been tested very clearly. So this is the multi-level, multi-engineering level testing on different sectorial TRL scale. So this is the 4-fit model in the commercial operation, because this is very, very important whenever people talk about, because if you see the right side, we are talking about ideation, testing, traction, and scaling. That is, it is starting from 0 to 9. So when I have a hunch for creating idea, I have a fantastic idea. Then there are so many ideas I have. Then I research it. I scale down. My funnel is very, very clearly available for this one. That time there is a very clear problem solution fit which is available, because some of the problems will be very specific to you. It will not be a scale. So if there is an idea, a fantastic idea, it will not have a implication in the market. So then it has been need analysis. Then it has been need has been validated. Then small scale stakeholder campaign, which is happening, large scale early adoption, which is happening, and proof of traction, which is very, very important. Because, for example, I have a software. I am saying that, oh, whoever is using, I'll give 50 rupees. It is accepted in the initial level because acquisition of customer is very important. But over a period of time, you decided, no, tomorrow onwards, I will not give 50 rupees. But still, if the traction is happening, there is a very clear proof of traction is available. So many of the freebies, if it is being cut, still it is being consumed in the market. Customer is seeing a value. Then when he is seeing a value, he will also compare what is the satisfaction level. You would have seen whether it is in Uber or it is in your Ola. Initially, they were asking what is the cleanliness of the car, how he is driving, whether he is rushing. So why? Because it is very important. The consumer behavior is always dependent on the satisfaction of the customer, and customer satisfaction is very, very crucial. Then the proof of scalability, because we always call it as proof of business. Product has been market fit, which has happened. It is for a limited market. It is working well in metros, but it is not working in rural. So there is a tweak or pivot you have to make it, or some amount of additional feature which is needed for the rural. You have to have that one so that it captures that market also, rural and urban, so that the product is going for business. And proof of stability is very clearly, it is nothing but you have very clear the bottom line of profit which is available in every operation. I have 30-member team, I have 50-member team, all 50 members operationally I'm profitable, and I am making multiple things so that it has been done. So from the problem solution fit, vision and the team fit, because which is very, very important, because you are going and selling your idea, you are going and selling your concept to a people initial level. You have to attract your employees, you have to attract your co-founders. So the vision is very important. For example, I have a co-founder, his vision is different and my vision is different. It is not a fit. So you have to understand whether whoever be the people, they have to have a DAC, we call it as DAC. That is, they have a direction, alignment, and commitment. So the direction is towards the larger vision in which the company is working, and alignment is towards the goal. Then the last, I am committed for my work. I am committed for this company to work and make it happen. The next one is the product market fit, which is very, very important, because once you have a larger team, larger vision, then it is happening. And the last one, the market and the business model fit, because every product needs a different business model. Something will be premium, something will be license based, something will be outright, something will be based on some kind of subscription. Somebody will say that I am a SaaS model. Somebody will say that I am a farmers as a service model. So you have to understand what is the business model in which it has been consumed. Then it has been taken to the last stage of your business model, so that the proof of stability is available. So this is a very, very important slide which talks about what is the interconnectivity between TRL, MRL, and IRL. So when we talk about TRL, this has been done in the way back 70s, 1974 by NASA for their space shuttles, because as you know, the space shuttle, it is multiple critical technology, and there are 1,000 team members are working, and any damage which is happening at one component which will affect the other component. So they started measuring the TRL level 1 to 9, and the market readiness level, which is also developed by the United States of Defense, because they also feel that what time this product has to come to the market, because if product is not matured and I wanted to adapt at the ground level, then it is not required at the ground level. So the market readiness level is developed by them, and the investment readiness level is a combination of IRL, TRL plus MRL. So this is being developed by Steve Blanks, and it is one of the father of the startups. He has developed the full network. It works in the verticals, and it is also working for the software services. And what are the TRL weak points also, which is being covered. So please understand, many of the time whenever I meet founders, they say that, sir, investments are not coming. Investment never come automatically. Please understand, people are looking for maturity of your market, maturity of your product, maturity of your idea. So if there is no proof of validation is available, how I'll invest? Because investment is based on the returns. Because anybody who's coming, because recently I was talking to one of the dairy company, he said 2 years before there is an investment of 1 crore 20 lakhs, and today in the 18th month or 24th month, there is an exit which is happening 2.7 crores. That is 1.2 crores to 1.5 crores additional money he is returning. Thereby the company needs, that the investor needs return for the investment, whatever you are making. So please understand, these are all interrelated. There is a relativity between TRL, MRL and IRL, and you have an investment which is required, but you are not ready for your product, then it is very, very difficult to attract investment. So this is another good one. There are programs which is available for pre-incubation, incubation and scale up. From the idea to production, from the ideation to the scale up, TRL level 0 to 9, that is idea, research, technology, validation, small scale prototype, large scale prototype, prototype system which has been working in the environment, demonstrated in the commercial value, and commercial system start accepting my product, then there is a full commercial operation which starts, and it is a version number 2 is getting released. Then the TRL level 9 is mature. Please understand, we were asking in what stage the product market fit which happens. It is roughly in the TRL level 7, a demonstrated level of tested in operational environment, which is the product market fit. So the MRL, if you see this hunch from the market research, pilot market, channels, and who are all my lighters and early adopters, I have to understand, and small scale stakeholders, because I have to communicate within the people, then large scale adopters, proof of traction, because this is very, very crucial. Proof of traction, when I said there is no freebies, there is nothing attached, but my consumer is started accepting because there is a larger pain point I am solving for my consumer. So TRL level 7 and MRL 6 is very, very important in any people, because when we go for any investment, we look for the proof of traction and proof of satisfaction. That is MRL level 6 and 7 are the point which is being looked at. Here I wanted to point out, there are products which is available, which has been created for promise, but the safety and the quality, the second one, and the third one, which is very, very important, is when we talk about what is the kind of serviceability which is needed, which is not being looked at all. So I, as a farmer, I design a system. I am managing without any kind of accident. And I feel that the fellow farmer also will do that. Don't do that. If I have an idea, go with a clear design thinking model. Have the farmer into your empathy and design a system so that it can be used by anyone without any kind of accident. Because you must be aware there are about 1,000 accidents which is happening in the farming field. There are roughly around 58% of the community is dependent on agriculture in India. You have to have a empathy towards the farmers and the farming community while designing a product. Yes, chalta hai. It is okay. Let me also have it. This is no more accepted in the market. Have a very clear idea of creating a system which has got a fantastic acceptability in the market, so that your scalability will not be a problem. So the stages in which, as I said, TRL and MRL, which is again interconnected. And whenever you have a benchmarking which has been done. Okay, I'm currently at MRL level 2 and I wanted to reach to MRL level 4, so that you measure, monitor and improve, or measure, monitor and control. That is MMI and MMC. That is the quality control things which is coming, so that you are able to make TRL 9 and MRL 9 and IRL 6 or 7. IRL 6 is a very good one. There is a very clear proof of traction which is available. Then the investment you can demand, I need, this is my valuation of my company. So that is coming once you have a validated data. And this time you need to have a third party validation. Please understand, I go with my own validation is one, and you have to go with multiple point validation, either a third party, lab to lab, or international certifications which is needed. Only then it has been accepted in the market. So this is one of the case study which we wanted to present. What are the things which is happening with respect to from the TRL level 0 to 9. So it is a step by step. There is no test has been done. It is idea. Then there are basic principles in which the challenges and the opportunities are identified in the TRL level 1. Then the application formation, which is in the very minuscule level. Okay, there is a chemical number 1, chemical number 2, chemical number 3. When I add, there are extra things which is coming. So this is only a formation of the application. The third level, the technology concept research. Okay, whatever for the formation, can I check it in the experiments, the concept experiment. So these are all the stages of the research. Please understand, up to 3, the TRL level 3, it is a research. Then comes your experiment testing, where you are validating with respect to field. That is, you are going to a small field and you are testing your equipment. Then you are also making a validated commercial acceptance for a performance prototype testing. Then there is a pre-commercial assessment which is happening, because this time you will be going for a lot of certification. You are going for multi validations, because it is very much needed. I can say that, okay, I have this certificate, that certificate, but unless it has been watched by either a corporation or it is by some of the foundations or some of the MNCs, which is not accepted anymore. So please understand, you have to have a multiple validated document which is needed to prove your product is much better than that. Then comes the risk is minimized, demonstrated in the prototype market. Then there is a commercial, that is economical viability, which has been tested. And finally, you are reaching a stage. It is also checked with respect to commercial viability. That is, between a product A to B, it has been tested. Product B to C, it is also tested. And my product is highest in terms of value addition, and it is also giving a cost benefit to my customers. So in the first level of technology development, it is research. The second level, that is stage, it is called development. And third development is product development level, deployment level. So please understand, from TRL level 0 to 9, you have to have a very clear approach document. How I am going to make, because why we are showing this particular diagram? Okay, this is the value in which I am going through. These are the stages. These are the multiple testing I will be making, so that my product is much better than anybody else. This is a very, very crucial document, which I said, what is IRL level 6 and IRL level 1. IRL level 1, it is nothing but the people make a lot of BMC, business manual canvas, that is left side and right side of the BMC, who are all the anchors, who are all the resources which is required, what is my business revenue model, all these things you will be designing. Then you have a very clear, your very clear market, that is TAM, SAM and SAM. That is, what is the market size of my product. Then you also have what is the gains, what is the pain which I am solving. If the pain is more and your solution is simple to adopt, I think there is a large scale adoption which is happening. And TRL level 5, that is evidence that your product and services are creating customer value. That is what I said, the triple bottom line. That is your people, profit, and the planet. If you are able to convert that to a value addition for a customer, then the right side of the canvas, which is coming very clearly, what is the revenue model which is getting validated? Yes, if I make a product with respect to subscription, I have to have a lot of capital, but I will go with a model wherein I will take some 40% of the cost, then I go for a subscription. Thereby, I'm very much within the budget of making the product available for the market. So then the high fidelity and the minimum viability product which has been tested, then the IRL number 6 is a very crucial one, because normally when we look at, we also ask for what is the revenue model. We simply ask a question, but the customer, the startup will say that, sir, this is the model we are still going to validate. We are asking a question, what does the revenue model means? The validated revenue model we are asking. Please understand. And when we have a validated value delivery, which is nothing but the customers are feeling the delivery. Yes, this solution is much more useful for me. It is solving a lot of problems. Instead of spending 4 hours of my field time in the farm time, this is solving in 10 minutes. That is what the drones and the drone equipment which is doing today. So you have to have a very clear value delivery mechanism so that whatever be the things which is needed, it has been done. The last one, IRL 9, is the metrics which you'll measure. Because when I ask about the unit economics, many people will say that, sir, we are working out. But I am telling you, until unless the unit economics is worked out, it is very crucial. For example, you take, I'm just taking a food tech startup. He's selling idlis, but idli for a production, there is a cost of production. First and foremost, there is a cost of production. Then there are some equipment which is needed. There is an equipment cost. Then the third one is there is a labor cost. All put together, there is a cost which is coming, which is nothing but the cost of goods. Then you add your margin. Thereby, there is a scale also which is being decided. For example, in a day, if you have to sell 100 idlis, you have to sell to make profit of either 200 rupees or 300 rupees. It depends upon your model. But the moment you are not having the unit economics, you fail to understand what is my economic viability at the stage of 3 years or 2 years or 1.5 years. So you need to have, what are the metrics I will measure? What are the customer satisfaction metrics I will measure? What are the internal employee satisfaction measures I'll do? What are the external, that is, how much environmental friendly my company? So all these metrics you have to measure so that people, that is the stakeholders of your board of director or investors, they will feel that it is one of the much valued company, and I wanted to invest more and more on this company. So these are all some of the case studies which we wanted to walk through. So this is one of the startup which I work personally with in Deshpande Startups Hubli. So this is a company which uses the non-destructive X-ray based imaging technology for screening your gherkins. Gherkin is nothing but whenever you have a small cucumber, which is called gherkin. So gherkin has got one disease, which is fly disease. So when you see with your naked eyes, you will not able to find out. So this gentleman has created a fantastic product, and today he has also installed is more than 13 products and 13 customers in the market. But you have to see the journey from 2017 to 2022, because I was part of the team when there is a pilot which is happening in 20 in the COVID times. We accelerated, and he created in 22. This has been validated. When I left in 2021, it was validated, and the product has got many good features. And today, you would have seen this product is available in the airport for your X-rays, your baggage screening. Today, it has been used for a gherkin screening. So this is one of the. But if you see the journey, it took almost about 4 years, 2017 to 2021. It is a 4 years of very clear hard work which has gone inside. And I wanted to thank Shekhar and Rohini, one of the best founders which we worked, and they also created a fantastic product for the entire agri industry. So the second one you must be knowing, this is a product which is available where whenever you have a product, whenever it has been exposed to the atmosphere, it ripens. There is a biological activity, it starts in any one of the fruits. So it ripens fast. So green part has created a small sachet. If you put it across in the 20 kg of tomato, then it reduces the ripening efforts. So currently they are at a TRL level 9 for some of the products, but here again, see the kind of time duration which is being taken from 20 to almost about 23, 2 years, and still they are going for third-party validation. Many third-party validation which is happening. Deepak Rajmogan and one of the nice team which is working on this field, because the wastage, the farm wastage, that is from the farm output to the consumer, which has been expected around 30 to 40%. There are different products, different wastages are available, and this is one of the products which is slowing down the ripening rate. It is one of the fantastic product to have. So again, they have taken about 2 years of time to reach. And this is another startup which is working on the goat farming. They have a small gauge in which the goats are going. Then the weight is being taken automatically. Then the segregation happens: green, amber, and yellow. Green is weight is okay, and it is a good one. Amber still needs some attention. Red, 100%. It needs some amount of intervention by a doctor, or it needs some kind of deworming, vaccination, all these things which is happening, or it needs extra nutrition to be fed so that it also comes. So again, they have done this particular one in almost about 2 years of time. So the last one is Ulavar Bhumi, which is again, they have taken 2017 to 22, almost about 5 years of time they have taken, and today they have everything. They have a fantastic ERP system to monitor the end user satisfaction, and they are giving the processed milk into the market, and it is very affordable. And they also have an ancillary product which is available like milk, ghee, and honey, which is for the entire consumers. Again, they have taken 3 years plus to validate the TRL level 9, which is for one of the products. So we are on the last slide. So what is the conclusion on the TRL? So one is it is a development of multiple schedule of cost as well as development, and it is also useful for assessment of funding and tech transfer, because most of the time you should know, okay, for this is my resource cost, this is what it is needed, this is what I have to do, so that I will be getting more and more support for the people. And it is being used for concurrent development. When I say concurrent development, as I said, mechanical, your software, or it is your agriculture or chemical, it has to develop concurrently, so that for concurrent manufacturing and development, which is one of the very, very important one. I always feel that predicting the time to market. Okay, my product is under MEP, it is in the product stage, I can hit the market in the next 3 months. So you have to develop the GTM activity for the market. So this also gives very clear time to market and reducing the risk while adopting the new technology, because most of the time people will say that it has been AI and ML which has been incorporated. But when you ask, okay, what is the training algorithm which you are using, or what is the data sets you have, they will say that I have 500 data sets. So let us be very clear that whenever there is a ML and the AI, you have to have a large amount of data set so that it gives a prediction of the details for the customers, and improving the project understanding and the outcome, which is very, very crucial for any project to have. And the TRL, MRL, and the IRL will give a very clear relativity for this particular product. So as I said, this is just a 40-minute session. We will not be able to cover all the requirements in this one. If there is any specific startup wants to reach out to us, we can create an independent assessment for your company, and then we can also evaluate over a period of time. So this is what it is available from my side. So what is Samunnati? So Mr. Anikumar is our CEO, one of our highly energetic person with a large vision of making the market work for the smallholder farmers. We are working on 100 value chains. We are also impacted more than 6 million farmers. There are about 4,000 plus farmers collectives which we are in touch, and we are doing a transaction, and we have done more than $1 billion cross transactions in India, and we are growing every time. So whenever you have, and we operate on all the value chains, whether it is in the supply and the demand, whatever be the value chain which is available, we are working very closely with the people. And this is the startup life cycle, because you must be aware, it is also from idea to a scale, it needs the different stages. And every stage it needs curation, validation, Whether it is an in-house validation or third-party validation, we can all find out. We have a large pool of domain mentoring, leadership, and we also provide linkage to market to various startups through our programs. And we also coach them with respect to what are the requirement of the lab requirement, because many times people need support, and we have collaborations with more than 21 incubators across the country. If there is any kind of support, we can refer so that you can take the services from them also. So this is my last slide. Whenever we talk about create your own path, because when I said, whenever you start, you can have a path which has been done by somebody, but over a long period, you have to very clear that I will be creating my own path so that my company is sustaining, and it is also adding value to my consumers. Thereby, I am making the triple bottom line for my company. That is people, profit, and the third very important one is the plan. So with that, I end my presentation. Thank you very much, and looking forward for any kind of questions through the chat box so that we can answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. VG, for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. I'm sure it is helpful for the agri-entrepreneurs to understand how TRL will help them in developing their venture into a well-established business. A gentle announcement for the participants. The participants who are present throughout the session will receive a participation certificate from Samunnati. The topic for the next masterclass will be announced at the end of the session, and a feedback form will also be circulated. So please stay tuned. With that, now the forum is open for Q&A session. We will go ahead and take some questions registered on the chat box. So, BG sir, the first question is,
I'm reading actually.
Creating market linkage, in which stage the technology starts playing role?
So whenever you talk about market linkage, it can be for a pilot, or it can be for a referral, or it can be for anything, because market linkage is a large word. So it starts once you have some specific requirement. It can be, for example, I need a assessment player to be evaluated for my testing. So again, it is also a market linkage. So if it is a pure market linkage for your product, it is called solution deployment or product deployment. Otherwise, it is all market linkages which is coming on the stage of right from the third stage, that is TRL number 3 to at the end, that is TRL number 7 to 8, it is coming. So the second question which has been asked, how can the startup approach the TRL assessment? So if you know, you are a father of a product and you understand what are the things which I am going to do. So first and foremost, write a small approach paper. Okay, in the first 1 month, I'll be doing this, first 2 months, I'll be doing this. So have a very clear timeline based and very clearly your milestones which you wanted to capture, because a simple one, because today there are a lot of tools which is available. Then get into a assessment template, because the assessment templates are available. That is what we said. Anybody who has got a specific requirement, you can reach back to our startup@samunnati.com. Then we can take that specific requirement and we can also create assessment, because IIT Dhanbad, when I went there for the presentation, and we have done it along with some 6 of the startups. So today they also need some more support for the startup which is available in South. We are also going with a small questionnaire, that is a Google sheet. If it has been captured, then assessment can be created very specifically. What is the role of government in development of a startup? So this is a very, very important question, because whenever you talk about startup ecosystem, previously it is only 350 TBIs, that is technology business incubators, are there. Today people are talking about 750 plus, which is including government plus private. People are talking about 89,000 startups are available in the country in different domains, right from deep tech, your agri-tech, your fintech, or whatever be the technology, because, and there are about 134 plus unicorns are available in the country. And if you take the kind of employment which is happening, because I saw today IIT placements out of 300 people, roughly around 400 people, they are interested to join in the startups. So it shows very clearly the ecosystem is being developed by the government in concurrence with the private and like-minded people, because there is a Startup India, there is a Startup India grant, there is a Startup India investment, there is a BIRAC which is working for up to 1 crore of investment for the startups. Then there is a follow-on funding which is available from your angels, VCs. Previously, the VCs are only 70 to 140. Today, there are global VCs are giving. One of the startup which we are mentoring, he also got interest from YC, that is Y Combinator, US. So the government has been doing a fantastic work. Only thing is, use the opportunity, because why I'm saying, whenever we go as a jury, many people, there are less amount of people, the awardees are available, less amount of people are eligible for grant, because when we get inside, the people say that, sir, we have to give some for 18 people. So we are also saying that if it is available in the plate, definitely we'll take it. But unfortunately, out of 18, we were able to select either a 9. With some amount of push, we will reach it to a consensus for 12, but 100% there is a gap on 6 we could not select in whatever be the ecosystem which we are present. So there is a huge opportunity which is available. Please understand the nuances, because which is very, very important, because everybody is thinking that I'll get money once I start a startup, which is not true. There is a lot of hard work which is happening. Whoever has created a value for themselves, I know personally, they work day and night and create a value for the company. So please understand and participate. Thus, the MVP and the prototype development has to be different on UI, UX, and the functionality of the product. So in the software, the UI and UX, the experience and the first look is very, very important. There are people who is available. From the prototype, you can have UX can be lesser, your interface has to be much better. But when you are creating MVP, you are also giving to a small sample of people. In both has to be extremely good, because, which I said, a app cannot be very, very heavy. It has to be very miniature, and I should not go for a 10 different types to reach to one application. So reach out to some of the people who is industry veterans, without even discussing about the functionality. Find all the things, because today the best tutorials are available in the market, in the YouTube. Understand, so that you create a much better product, because you also have many applications you are going through. When you go through the application, you can differentiate and understand, yeah, this is much better, so that I can also start using it. So is there any other questions? The last one, yeah. How will a startup get third-party validation? So for a software, there's a third-party validators are available. For a hardware, there are third-party validation is available. For example, you say that this has to be tested in a farm equipment. You have created something. You can go with universities. A lot of universities are doing, okay, 1 acre flat, how much time it takes, how efficiently it has been done, because the efficacy of the product is very, very important. Quality is very, very important, and the safety, because for me, I will say always safety first, quality second, and the third, efficacy of the product which can be done. So universities are doing, a lot of agencies are doing. For example, FSSI, you have any kind of food has to be certified. There are many testing labs which is available. And for a soil testing, we also always ask a lab to lab, because I went for one lab, I tested my sand, then I tested my equipment. It is perfect. It is, the calibration is plus or minus 1. It is accepted. But I will say that you go to another lab, take that experience and test the same sand, so that lab to lab also it has been validated. So these are all you have to anticipate when you are creating a product, because most of the time I will not say that, okay, I will do something when it reaches that. So these are all the journey I am going through. And there are many webinars, because if you see today, we are all thinking that it is on Friday, it is only master classes happening. Master classes, one of the such a development work which is happening from Samunnati. There are many such fantastic master classes are happening, webinars are happening, physical boot camps are happening. And for your information, all those things are free of cost. Nobody is charging money. So maybe you have to understand this one is more relevant for me, so that I can take that one. So this is also whom should we approach. You can approach your incubator, or you find out, as I said, you can also send a mail to us. We will connect to the respective people for after understanding your product and services. Validation methods from third party is costly. Can a startup be able to incur the extra burden? So it is a very nice question. So which one you will compromise? A safety and a quality issue, right? So let us assume that the scenario A, you cannot afford to have a third party validation. You launch the product, okay? You launch the product, and initially you will also go very bamboo with your friends, your families, and you also reach out to some of the known customers. But after that, there is a tapering which is happening. Your product is not being accepted in the market. The reason being is, it is similar in nature. So it is always better if it is 1.5 lakhs or 1 lakh or 50,000 or 3,000 or 4,000, just to ensure that either buy a grant or get some kind of investment, early investment. So that this is very, very important, because I had seen the third party validation for the software testing in a full fridge, which is around 1 lakh for a product which is going to be launched for a lot of customer. If it is not being tested, or you have some kind of best friends who will be able to test and give the results, it is also okay initially. But for a full-fledged commercial product without a third party, if you feel it is costly, then you are not antagonizing you are not anticipating your resources which is required to release your product. Otherwise, the product will definitely fail in future course of time. Because I had seen, because it is not that I am the goddess of the entire industry. Only one thing which is very, very important is, if the consumer is not using your product, who is the god? The product will fail. But these are all related to the one which you are asking actually. Any other questions?
No, sir. I think we have covered all the questions.
Yeah.
It looks like that. So thank you for sharing your valuable time with us. Now, before calling Mr. Wellington for the closing remarks, I'd like to announce the next session. The next session will be the last session in phase 1 of Samunnati Masterclass series, post which we will be launching the Samunnati Masterclass series phase 2. The next session will happen on December 2 on the topic Opportunities in the FPO ecosystem for the startups. The session will enable you to understand the verticals of startup engagement with FPOs with the help of live case studies from an expert speaker. The details of the speaker will be announced throughout our social media platforms in the following days. Registrations for the session will be open today. Now I hand over to Mr. Wellington for the closing remarks.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that wonderful session. You really took us through the entire course of what is the actual requirement of a technology readiness and how it can impact businesses, how it can grow businesses, the several stages involved, a lot of insights. I'm sure the participants were absolutely, useful. They found it useful, and we are very glad to have you as our speaker to explain these things. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Wellington.
Now I call upon Ms. Geetanjali for the vote of thanks.
Hello all, good evening. So thank you everybody for joining for the session today. And a special thank you for Mr. BG sir for sharing his knowledge and insights. Also, one of a special kind of mention to Mr. Wellington and to Ms. Anu for carrying over the session with so much elegance and goodness. Also, I would like to thank all the AgTech startups, food tech startups for joining today, and to all our incubators, our pool of innovators, because without them, this wouldn't have been possible. Thank you everybody for joining today. And the next session will be on, as you can see, will be on opportunities in the FPO ecosystem for startups. All the other details will follow up in a social media post. Please to follow. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
End.